What it do? What it do? YouTube. It's your boy Kim, man. And we are back at it with another video. I told y'all I was gonna be putting in some story times for y'all. I ain't lie. Today we got a story time about the time I got Uno reversed. Somebody put a whole Uno reverse card down when I thought I was about to be Unoing out. When I thought I was about to win the game. And that card reversed and I was all wrong. And when I do these story times, I'm never going to use real names. You never going to hear me use real names. Rewind back to when I was in California. So I was working at a job, which I had to see like people because I'm going in and out the door a lot. So I see this person like a few times before I ever knew them. And to be honest, I thought the person had liked me. I was wrong. Okay, first impressions are always wrong. And that's why honestly, when I have these like thoughts, like I try not to like think that way. I was like, I probably like heard it wrong or whatever, which is basically what happened. I worked another shift with the person and I found out that they were a Twitch streamer. I lived with a streamer, and then I'm a firm believer in what you put out in the world will come back to you. And I went to go support, blah blah blah. Like honestly, I just went to go support, follow, blah blah blah, and then we just co-workers and then we never talk again. However, she messaged me on Discord and was just talking to me, and at first I thought it was just a little bit of small talk, but she was texting me the whole night, the whole day after that, and she was leaving like some long, like thought out paragraphs. Like she was interested in conversation, which, sidetrack, this is important. I need to do a pet peeves part 2, all right? Because I got the first pet peeves up and I never did a part 2, and I have a lot more pet peeves that I need to get. Let's just do a sneak peek into one of my pet peeves. I hate those people that leave bland ass texts because I'm very meaningful when I text, and I'm gonna try to expand the conversation. Like when you text somebody, right, and you say, hey, how was your day? You know, it was nice and warm outside. You know, did you do anything nice? Or, you know, how was your day? What'd you do? And then that person was like, good. What was good about it? Nothing much. I just kind of laid in bed all day. Okay, well, did you were you watching anything or you doing anything in bed? Yeah, I was watching TV. Bro, that's the most bland texting ever.
If you want somebody to feel like they've had a good conversation with you, like ask them questions about themselves. People love talking about themselves. Every conversation is an opportunity for somebody to share information about themselves. If you ask people about their job, what they want to do, ask them questions related to what they ask you is usually really good, or tell you. So if somebody says something like, oh, like, well, what did you want to do growing up? It's like, oh, I really wanted to be like a teacher, blah, 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 blah. Instead of after that being like, oh, cool, well, what do you do now, right? If somebody says something like, oh, like, I wanted to be a teacher growing up, like, oh, why'd you want to be a teacher? What happened with that? And it's like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Like, following like chains of conversation like that, usually like people love doing that. People love the opportunity to explain stuff like that. And they get a feeling that you are very invested in them, very motivated in them, if you're asking questions about things that they tell you, right? If we can reach a point in a conversation where I can ask you a question that nobody's asked you before about something that you've just told me, that's like a very, very good conversation in that person's mind, because now they feel like the other person is super invested in something that they're talking about with another person that they don't even know that well, right?
But anyway, but she was texting me a lot and it was meaningful text. I'm like, okay, this girl like is interested in speaking with me. It's interesting. So we talked for a while, we became cool, we became closer. She had this online boyfriend at the time. If I remember correctly, I think like the relationship wasn't great. Usually I'm really good at like staying in the middle. I always try to be like, you know, maybe it was this, maybe it's that, or I try to give like multiple ideas to one thing. I try to get people to think, because I try to do that myself. But over time, eventually, you know, we always talked, and eventually their relationship didn't work out, and basically over time we ended up liking each other. It was obvious. I eventually was like, yo, like, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like you, I got feelings for you. And she was like, honestly, I got feelings for you too, I like you too. We had some interesting Snapchat times, okay? Some good old photo and video sending back and forth, and you know what I'm talking about. These girls that you think are innocent are not innocent. She came up to me as like nerdy gamer chick who's kind of shy. You're not that shy. I was like, whoa. Like, we were talking a lot, we were texting a lot, really close. So I'm just like, yo, like, should we get into a relationship? She was just like, I can see myself with you, but like, I don't know yet. It was something to that effect. I was like, okay, that's kind of stupid. My initial thought, because I had a girl I was dating for a little bit who at first didn't want to date me, because I waited a month. Like, we was talking and we mingled and shit, and I waited a month before I asked out, and she was like, a month is too early. All my friends disagree, a lot of other people I know disagree. I don't understand that, where like people think you gotta be friends for a long time or something like that to date. The whole point of dating is to see if y'all can work in a relationship long term for marriage. If you're like me and you actually don't want to get married, if y'all can be compatible partners long term into a committed relationship, if you don't want to go for marriage. But no, we're not gonna know how we are in a relationship unless we are in a relationship. And I stand on that. A lot of other people I know stand on that. So it's not just me who thinks that. But I told my roommate, right? My roommate immediately flipped, okay? Men, you got a female friend, okay, who just knows these things. Listen, my roommate was immediately like, oh, hell no. Okay, I don't like her anymore. She sounds like she just wants to hoe around, keep her options open. She doesn't want to commit. She wants to test the waters everywhere. She's probably talking to somebody else and multiple other dudes. Stop talking to her. She's trying to hoe around. Like I said, I seen her as this shy, nerdy girl who's a gamer type shit. I'm like, nah, bro. Like, she was like she hoeing. And my roommate was, I'm telling you, that's what she's doing. Did I listen? No, I wouldn't be telling you the story if I listened. Because my roommate was right. We gonna get to the meat and bones now. Fast forward, I done went over to girl house a lot. We done got hella close to basically making out. I'm talking, we was fucking wrestling on the fucking bed type shit. Faces hella close. And this is where I think I kind of fucked up, okay? I ain't make a move initially because I thought that she was kind of innocent. But she was looking for me to make a move. That was my mistake. I'll admit that was my mistake. I'm kind of humble. I don't mind admitting my L's. And I know that was L I took it. As I'm editing this, I realized that I forgot to tell a certain part. Eventually, yeah, cause like I said, I didn't make a move when I was, you know, when we was tussling shit on the bed and she was just standing there, sitting there with her fucking eyes closed, just like staring right in front of me, just waiting for me to make a move to kiss the girl. So I left out the door and I was like, all right, see you. And then she didn't say anything back. She just stared at me, just giving me this look like, motherfucker, really? So I'm like, okay, she ain't say bye. And I came back like, you alright? She didn't say nothing, so I walked up to her and then I like kind of whispered like, you mind if I kiss you, beautiful? And then she just kind of like laughed and smirked and shit, didn't say anything but stood there. So I kissed the girl and then all of a sudden it wasn't reciprocated. It's like the girl had mixed feelings, mixed emotions. I couldn't answer the question for you. All those signs are right there. And I asked my roommate, it was like, was I missing something? And she was like, nah, like she wanted you to kiss her. Like, I was like, okay, I'm just making sure because I have to ask another woman, did I go too far? It's best to ask a woman these things. So I'm just like, did I do something? And she was like, nah. So when I left, I was like, shit, something wasn't right. I knew something wasn't right. The same day, the girl told me, let's take it slow. So I was like, all right, even though it makes no fucking sense. Like, we doing, bro, we're flirting. We talked about how we be in a relationship with each other. Like, bro, we text morning, night. We basically dating at this point. We gotta take it slow all of a sudden. Even though I done seen you fuck it already. And I think she said let's be friends for now, blah, blah, blah. My coworker asked me, who I was cool with, that knew about us and wants to see us together, are you and, let's just call her Mary, are you and Mary a thing? And I'm like, no, she said that she wants to just be friends and take it slow, even though we've been taking it fast for the longest time. And she's like, oh, that's weird. She just told me that y'all two were talking. And I'm like, I later went and I texted the girl. I'm like, yo, did you tell our coworker that we talking? She's like, yeah. I'm like, why the fuck would you do that if you literally just told me yesterday we're just friends, let's take it slow? And then she's like, oh, I thought we were talking. That was one of the most stressful things because the girl could never make up her mind worth shit. And my roommate kept telling me, yo, leave her alone because she sounded like she home. So I told her, hey, we ain't talking. And she's like, all right, fine, we ain't talking. Fast forward a week or two. Okay, a week or two. All of a sudden, this girl talking to somebody else. And get this. I hear from my coworkers that she's engaged. You tell me a week or two after we stopped talking, now she's married? What does that mean to y'all? She was talking to this dude all while she was talking to me. Now what you probably think is I went and I cussed the girl out and all this. No. We are better than that. I ain't say shit. I left it alone. Even though me and my roommate are not close anymore, she was a really good friend, okay? She knew I was hurt that whole down, should have hold it in, tried to ignore it. And I was like, I'm good. And she's like, yo, like, come here. And she hugged me, even though I ain't want to hug. Boy, I fucking lost it. That's what makes me so mad, even to this day. I didn't initiate it, y'all. All I wanted was the Twitch to support a fellow streamer. She wanted to start talking and pursue further. And here's the place of where everyone takes their accountability, because eventually I call feelings. Even though at first I wanted to be single, I did catch feelings, and then eventually I did want the girl. But the accountability where she lies, which she will not take, is the fact that even if she didn't know what she wanted, she shouldn't have strung me on for that long, which is why me and my roommate were so pissed off. Like, as soon as I even came out, I was like, hey, I kind of like you. Why didn't she stop it there? She should have stopped it there. She could have easily said, oh, I don't know, I'm not gonna do it. My accountability is I should have stayed out of my head and out of my feelings, stayed cool with the girl. Honestly, I should have stopped talking to her. Honestly, I shouldn't even continue conversation with the girl in the first place. Cause I know it's probably some people that'll be like, well, technically you did pursue it when you sat up there and asked out. Yeah, because I eventually caught feelings because she was talking to me. But she could have easily stopped it at that point if you knew you didn't want to go no more with it. That's where her accountability. I was cool with not trying to be in a relationship. You want to come to me, start talking to me, but then change your mind and Uno reverse card me. And at first I was kind of like nice about it, but my roommate was like, nah, she did you wrong. I'm like, you know what? You fucking right. Man, I left the whole text letting that girl have it. And she tried to pretend like she didn't do anything wrong. And she was like, yo, I'm sorry, like I didn't know. Are you not like non-functioning up here that you don't realize what you do to other people? You should have heard shit my roommate was saying. My roommate was letting her fucking have it. We cut communication completely. We still work with each other. But most of the time I pretend like the girl wasn't there, okay? Cause she wasn't there to me anymore. She treated me like I was basically not shit. So why should I treat her like she exists? I knew she was gonna make up a whole bunch of shit about me and try to make me out to be that me. I just didn't say anything. I already knew she was gonna do that. I didn't find out about it until afterwards, but I knew. Man, I wish I had my boy here to explain that side of the story to me, because he was the one that told me, and I was like, I already knew she was going around talking shit. Here's the thing, her homegirl, who I was also cool with, we're gonna name her Jennifer. Mary's friend Jennifer, who was cool with me at first, started acting funny around me, even though she was really cool with me too. And then when she started acting funny with me, I was like, I bet you that Mary done told Jennifer a whole bunch of stupid shit and tried to make me sound like I'm crazy. If people want to think a certain way about me, whatever, especially if they have no significance to me. I'm very much a person where if somebody tells me something about somebody else, I don't immediately go and be like, oh, okay, that person messed up, because there's always two sides to a story. So I always take things with a grain of salt, and I try to get the other person's side of the story if I really care that much before I make any conclusions. But the girl, I went and told everybody I was crazy. Went to work, did my job, I went home, whatever. I slept well. Who fucking, I don't give a fuck what rumors she's making. She walked past me one day and was just like, do you hate me? Hating you takes a lot of energy to hate somebody. I didn't want my roommate initially to hate her because of what I was telling her, because like what I said, I like people to make their own opinions off of their own judgment of people and not what I say. But she was like, no, I don't think she's a bad person per se, but her actions have consequences and her actions make her out to be bad, even though you aren't inherently a bad person. Because that's the thing, I don't think Mary was doing it out of ill intent. I just think she was thinking about herself, and she was like, well, I want something. I don't know if I want this person yet, I don't know if I want this person yet, but I'm gonna keep them both here, and I'm gonna just keep juggling with the emotions until I want one of them, or one of them commit. I've been competitive gaming for a long time, so you learn to humble yourself and accept your L's. I accept that L 100%. I lost, who fucking who, it happens. It takes a lot to hate. Am I hurt? Do I dislike you? Hell the fuck yeah. But we had some good times. As humans, we tend to look at other people's mistakes a lot more than our own, but I do look at my own mistakes, and I do acknowledge a lot of mistakes. And even with Mary, I did make a lot of mistakes, I will say. Months afterwards, somehow we kind of rekindled. We weren't buddies like we used to be. Like we weren't texting every day and shit like we used to. But we were okay. She still was a nice person, but she did me wrong. And that's why I say, like, I hate her the least, or I dislike her the least. Like, she wasn't really a malicious person. She just didn't make the right decisions, which ended up hurting me. After all that, let me tell you the exact text. Hey, I don't know if this is weird, but do you want to come to my wedding? You asking the person that has seen you fully fucking, the person that you was sending your unpeeled banana pics to. The grapefruit skin was off. I seen it all. So that same person that you were just sending all that shit to, doing all that shit with a few months ago, to come to your wedding? Yeah, that's weird. And you know it's weird. That's why you had to mention this might be weird. But my boy that I was talking about, because my other coworker that I was close with, who was actually talking to Mary's friend Jennifer, told my boy Coolest is a creep. He tried to make it seem like they were together or something like this and that, but Mary said that they were never a thing like that. My boy is smart. He said that don't even make sense. Think about it. You seen them two together all the time. She would come to him, because the thing is, oh yeah, I forgot about that, y'all. I was trying to like purposely like move away from her a lot of times, so like other people ain't look and started being like, yo, I ain't working, y'all flirting all the time, blah, blah, blah. But she would always find her way back close to me, okay? I get it. She liked me. It makes sense. But he was like, yeah, you've seen them together all the time. She would come to him. You know, she would talk about him a lot. She would go and ask him and other people like, hey, where's Coolest? I ain't just make this shit up. It was obvious. And he like, bro, that don't even make sense. And then it clicked for her. She was like, oh, yeah. But he had to like explain that shit to her. But I'm so glad he was smart and I ain't even have to tell him this shit. But I'm like, bro, I have text, okay? I have pictures, I have videos, screenshots sent to me from her proving I knew that girl was gonna try to make it seem like I was a crazy motherfucker. I knew it, dude. I had the evidence though, just in case. Cause I was like, just in case this girl tries to like go and get me fired or something, goes like HR and try to pretend like, you know, I done did some shit. Cause if you got the fundamental capacity to pretend like we were never talking, you got the capacity to do some other shit. Cause I have had a coworker that wanted me, that was trying to be with me, and because I didn't want the girl back, the girl was trying to get me fired, and I was not going through that shit again with Mary. Just in case the girl tried to get me fired, I had evidence, and I still wasn't even making a whole big deal and everything because I wasn't trying to get fired. I was going to work, doing my job, pretending like I ain't shit happen. And everybody I told the story to asked me, was like, man, like, yeah, she was fucked up for that. I was like, I know. And she tried to tell y'all stuff to make her out to be the victim. She was like the evil in me. She always tried to make the story sound like she was victim. There was a few people that actually did come to me. Her friend Jennifer didn't, but there's a few other people that she had told to that did come to me and ask. And then they was like, okay, that makes a lot more sense because the story that she was saying didn't add up. And they told me that. I'm like, I'm glad y'all smart. And y'all didn't believe this stupidity that she was trying to spill. Eventually Jennifer became cool with me again anyways, and then after my boy kind of told her that all the shit Mary was saying was bullshit, then she was cool with me again. I hate wasting time about shit that I care about, okay? My relationships with people matter, platonically, romantically. I don't like wasting time like on people. She slid in my DMs, and that's another reason why my roommate at the time was like, man, like, I understand why you cause she knew I ain't even want a relationship, but the girl slid into my DMs. I'm like, alright, well, I'll try. If you interested and you seem like you know, I'll try. Man, long story short, I got Uno reverse. I took an L, I took a big L, alright? I ain't afraid to admit it. I'm human, I'm humble. I take L's. It's something you learn in life. You gotta learn from those and move on to the next. I know what to do. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and I'll see y'all on the next video. It's been fun. It's been real. Peace.